Not have been possible without somebody making 55 phone calls an hour, having no money for campaigning, having to use their own time without salary to make sure this campaign works. And I'd like to invite Roshan to come and say a few words about BDS and its next steps.
Thank you, Comrade Steve, and thank you, Comrade Sabay. I think it's very important that we understand, as we protest against the US imperialists that are funding directly, giving money for military equipment, for munitions to apartheid Israel, as we watch them bombing the civilian people in Gaza. We are also saying that if we allow this kind of US imperialism to do this and we say nothing, do we think it's going to benefit us? How long, Comrade Sabay, have we been in this AGOA Pact? I think it's 10 years or so. Have we seen jobs increasing or decreasing? Have we seen investments flowing into our country with worker rights, as they promised this time when they had a trade union forum? And Comrade Swaley, comrade from the trade unions who are here, we welcome you, because we know that our trade union movement must come on side. They must see that we're in one struggle, as we're struggling to support the Palestinian people, fighting apartheid, fighting occupation, fighting settler colonialism. It's the same fight, comrades. It was our fight and it continues to be our fight now. Do we have economic justice? No. Do the people in Palestine have economic justice? No. Do we have real freedom and liberty? No. And neither do the people in Palestine. Of course, as South Africans have been saying for decades now, it's worse than apartheid in Palestine, and I think it doesn't take much at the moment to see that. It is genocide. And the US enables it. The US vetoed the most weakest resolution in the Security Council that would have just allowed a humanitarian pause. What even is a humanitarian pause? They couldn't even stop the bombing for that. They vetoed it. And we know the only country that can bring an end to apartheid Israel's genocide is the United States, and they are choosing not to because they support it. And so, comrades, we're calling for us to protest as much as we possibly can, to protest against the US government coming here and thinking they can do trade as normal when they're doing trade with genocidal apartheid Israel. But we're also calling on people to boycott products that come from Israel, because why should a post-apartheid South Africa have an apartheid Israeli embassy with a full ambassador still now sitting in Pretoria? What use is diplomatic relations with a genocidal regime like that? We made the same call when we were in struggle on the international community. We said support our struggle, support our workers in struggle, Support the communities that were rising up in our country and struggle. Support our armed struggle. And how can you do that? By isolating the apartheid regime. And the Palestinian people have made the same call on us. So we're calling for targeted boycotts on the most complicit companies. Did you know Cape Union Mart, Philip Kravitz, the proudly South African owner of this family business, who's grown his business so well all the time during the apartheid years, by the way, here, he is sitting on the board of governors of the Jewish Agency. Now that's not just a South African Zionist organization. That is one of the 4 pillars of Zionism. The 4 organizations that from the 1920s, sole purpose was to raise funds and to settle people, settle Jewish settlers on Palestinian land. And we know we know about the Nakba in 1947-48 and the ongoing Nakba, as Palestinians call it, until now it's actual genocide. This is a South African guy. He's got shops in every mall in the country. Why are we allowing that? We should be boycotting buying stuff there for sure, because we know where the money's going. It's going to bombs. He's actually, on telly the other day, he's supporting the Israeli war effort. He's asking for people in South Africa to give money to the apartheid regime because shame, they're at war and they need money. How do they need money when just yesterday Biden put a new bill through the House of Representatives giving over 14 billion more dollars in military aid to apartheid Israel? And yet this guy is calling on us South Africans to support that. No, but we should not just be leaving it at boycotting. We should be picketing outside his shops. We should be explaining to the workers in the shops what we're doing. We're not asking for any company to be closed down. We're not asking for anything that would jeopardize workers' jobs here. We're asking for worker solidarity. And we do that as we did in our struggle. If you remember the Dun strikers in Ireland, shop workers, ordinary shop workers in Ireland, who, because they were complaining about the fact that their store was selling apartheid South African goods, took strike action. And they took strike action. They were out for, I think, more than a year at the time. And they, because of us, for people they never met, thousands of miles away, for South African workers, to support our struggle. So it's our way of showing solidarity, comrades, and it's important that the unions understand this. We're in our boycotts, in our pickets, we're asking for companies to take a stand. We're saying we're not going to buy from you until you stop funding genocide in the case of Cape Union Mart. There are many other examples, but I won't go into them all now. But I think the principle we need to understand. We're standing in worker solidarity, and you can see people all over the world. Today I saw people on Copacabana beach in Brazil, and they had these same icons of representing the murder of children in Gaza. People all over the world are taking action, and so we have to be part of that, because Palestinians particularly look to South Africa for solidarity. Why? Because they know we fought apartheid. We did get rid of apartheid. And we were in struggle together at that time, and we are still in struggle together. Sorry, comrades, I will stop here.
Yeah. Viva, comrade Ross, viva! Okay, comrades, what we're going to do now is we're going to cross the road and march back to the assembly point. And the reason why that's important is that when this picnic next door finishes, this jamboree, that's an old word, I don't even know what it means. I'll have to ask Debbie Byrne, she's still here, she's very good at it. Anyway, when that finishes at 12 o'clock, this is going to be the main thoroughfare for the non-VIPs to find their way back home. So we're going to circle back and we're going to gather where we were. Please stay off the road. All those speakers who've not had a chance will have an opportunity then to give us a greeting, a couple of minutes, and then we'll disperse in an orderly manner. Thank you, comrades. Let's go.